Hi, Peter Jones, Chartered Surveyor, author and property investor. Now, I don't know about you, but this is the time of year when I really start thinking in some detail about what I'm going to be doing next year. I know it sounds a bit trite, but maybe you've heard the expression that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail and all that kind of stuff. It does sound a bit trite, one of those little sound bites which motivation experts like to sort of roll off the tongue, but it's still true. And so this is the opportune time, I guess, while things are a bit quieter over Christmas. Maybe you can take some time out to start thinking about what you're going to be doing next year. Because in the run-up to Christmas and the New Year, we're probably wondering what 2018 is going to hold for us. And we may have big plans, we may have big dreams, but the truth is that it's unlikely that 2018 is going to be very much different from any other year unless we plan for it to be different. You know what they say, that if you keep doing the same old thing, you keep getting the same old results. It's so true, isn't it? So we need to recognise that if we want 2018 to be a great year, particularly if we want it to be a great year in property, then we need to start planning for it now and not leaving it until January the 1st before we start to think about it. Why is that? Because unless we plan for it to be different, the chances are that we'll take all of our current poor and limited thinking, all of our bad habits, all of our lack of vision, all of our lack of action, all of our lack of goals into 2018, and then wonder why nothing changed and why 2018 didn't turn out to be a great year. We don't want to be standing here this time next year thinking, well, that was a waste of time. If we fail to plan, if anything does actually change, whether for the better or for the worse, and it's probably more likely to be for the worse if we haven't planned for it, it's going to be because events dictated it rather than because we created it and made it happen. If things can change for the better, if 2018 is going to be our best year ever and our best year in property ever, we need to be intentional about it and we need to take full control now. In the words of the motivation experts, we need to make the event and not wait for the event. But even more than that, we need to control the event and not be at the mercy of the event. When I put it like this might all sound rather gloomy, perhaps even depressing. But the good news is it doesn't have to be. There's a simple 5-step process which we can follow, which I've discovered over the years, which will help us to have our best year ever, including our best year ever in property if that's what we want, if we're prepared to put in the preparation and take the right actions. And I'll be introducing you to that process later in this series of videos. So where do we start? Where are we going to start planning for 2018? Well, I'd suggest that as preparation, even before we start to actually use the 5-step process and start to draw up an actual plan, we need to make sure that our heads are in the right space. It's all about mindset. Ideally, we need to go into the new year with the right mindset and having already started to develop the right habits and actions which are going to help us to achieve, especially the belief that we can achieve. Mindset is so important for success, especially having the right beliefs about what we can achieve. As I get older and as I experience more success personally, and as I get to mix with more successful people, I've come to realise that often the only difference between success and failure is belief. The most successful people have an unshakable mindset and they believe that they can do what they set their mind to do. It's said that the person with the most confidence wins. And successful people are confident that they can win, even if they aren't entirely sure how they're going to do it. And their persistence. Persistence is the next best asset after belief to keep us going. No matter what happens and no matter how many times we fail, keeping on going is going to be the key. Because let's face it, some failure is inevitable. But if we keep on despite the failures, success will become inevitable. Developing persistence is a bit like developing muscles or fitness, and it comes from regular practice. A big motivator for practicing persistence can be by developing compelling reasons to achieve whatever it is we want to achieve. If you have enough big reasons, perhaps 4 or 5 super reasons why you must succeed, then you'll be motivated to keep picking yourself up and to keep on going, even when things inevitably don't go your way. And that could be things like maybe you want to sack your boss, maybe you need to help your children through university, maybe you want to help your children onto the housing market, maybe you've got aged parents who need care. I don't know what the reasons are. You know what your reasons are. and they can be the motivators to keep you going. So it's important that as a habit that we take into the new year, that we develop our mindset every day, and that can be by listening to motivation material. It can be by hanging around with motivated and successful people, not delusional people, by the way, but people who really are successful. And it can be by having a mentor, especially a mentor who's achieved what we want to achieve and can show us how to do it. So apart from developing our mindset, what else do we need to make sure that 2018 is going to be our best year, and preferably our best year in property ever? Well, simply we need to follow the 5-step system, and I'll start to tell you all about that in the next video. So until then, here's to successful property investing.